It's time for us to hop in this man's car. Do you like my car? Like it mentioned there, that's a good point for you to be able to level a little bit. Because we're about to head into some crazy stuff in just a moment here. Oh, well, that's not good. Anyone could just break into this really nice house from the 1950s. This is the I Love Lucy set, but on a beach. Honestly, though, that is a nice. Those are some nice. What do you call them? Love seats, I guess. That's not what they're called. Whatever. This is some nice furniture, is what I'm getting at. It's a nice little house. Like it's frozen in place, practically.
Yeah. 手がかりらしいものはなかった。春日。何ですか？ここがお前のおふくろさん、茜さんの住まいなのか？ええ、まだ本人には会えてないですけど。
What have you got for us, Kiryu? What's on the picture?
茜さんというのはこの写真の人か。
Uh-oh. She went to the Last of Us. She went to the Last of Us gym, and now she's jacked. Yeah, dude, they're totally in a relationship. They're having a lot of fun. Nah, dude. It's real spy business from the people that brought us the boat from Yakuza 6. So we might get into this a little bit more as we move into this chapter here, but for those who are not in the know, the Daidoji faction and a lot of Kiryu's motivations going into this game were explored in, or his motivations at least kind of prior to this game, were explained in Like a Dragon Gaiden. But Like a Dragon Gaiden was intended to be a chapter in this game. They were intending for that to be like, hey, we're just going to do like a little flashback chapter where you play as Kiryu and you do the stuff that basically kind of goes into, no, not my car, god damn it. Come on, pal. Yamai, I like you, but, you know, we want to leave, though. Tomizawa. Ah, man. Poor guy. Brought him out here in his sweet capris to get abused. But anyway, so Kiryu, we were supposed to get a good sense of how Kiryu gets to this point in that game. And then they were like, the more that we make this game, the more we want to make it its own thing. So we have an idea for how to turn this into like its own kind of presentation. So for those who weren't in the know, that's kind of how we ended up getting, you know, the man who erased his name. And even though it was launched earlier, it was made later. You know, it was kind of like finished later, I should say. Oh, come on, pal.
お前富澤だったか。
Look, Tomizawa, we're matching. We have matching Hawaiian shirts.
病にやられたとこ大丈夫なのか。
Nah, come on, pal.
うるせえ。とにかく動くんじゃねえ。ここで挽回しねえと後がねえんだ。
I haven't actually heard any of the songs from his band before. I realized that I kind of need to do that at some point. I'm gonna reason with him.
おい、来んじゃねえって。マジで撃つぞ。
お前ろくな治療を受けてねえだろ。病院行こうぜ。連れてってやるからよ。
はあ？そんなんで油断するとでも。
Well, I mean, he's literally right there, bro. You could shoot him. I wouldn't even be able to miss him.
あの山行ってろと杯交わしたのか。
はあ？それがどうしたってんだよ。
突っ返してやれ。そんなもん。親が黒って言えば白いもんも黒くなるのがヤクザの世界だ。けどよ、その分親はこの命預かるにふさわしくなきゃダメだ。
That's actually good. It's a good idea.
あいつに命預けようと思えてんのか。
I mean, I feel like a lot has been said about this, but kind of like the noble Yakuza kind of presentation in these games is really, really fun to kind of just explore deeper and deeper. Even more to explore with Ichi, who quite obviously wants to be in the Yakuza still. Like, I mean, he wants to be, he embraces his connection with the Yakuza in a way that I don't think Kiryu ever did. In his games, I should say.
病からお前を守ってみせる。約束するぜ。
Come hang out with us, pal.
俺はあんたははめて今殺そうとしてんだぞ。
精一杯強がってても。
That's, I mean, listen, that's like half of Ichi's friends, if I'm being honest. Like, Kiryu tricked him and tried to kill, well, he didn't try to kill him, but he beat him up. Namba tricked him and tried to kill him. Adachi tricked him, but he didn't arrest him or try to kill him. Like, Son, he tricked him and tried to kill him. Like, every character, so many characters have tried to trick and kill him. Oh, hey. Hey, am I?
なんであんたがここに。そいつはこっちのセリフだな。ばあさんはいたか。答える義務はねえな。じゃあ義務にしてやるよ。富澤。
Tomizawa.
3つ数えたら撃て。そっちのお連れさんに聞くことにするからよ。
I mean, honestly, just tell him, just say kill him, you know? Oh.
親父。いや、さすがにな。
Should put your sunglasses on, bud.
決めんのはお前だ。
Nee.
富澤。人生は一度きりだ。もしもはない。どっちを選ぼうが地獄でも。
Society if Kiryu didn't do a monologue here.
そう悪いもんじゃねえ。
But no, like, this is what I've been talking about, where it's like, hey, Kiryu being the type of character. Oh wow! All right. Good. Good try.
くそくそやっちまったやっちまった。
大丈夫だ。背中を押した責任は。
But Kiryu being the type of character who is like, he's quite obviously not the main character of this game. So he's very much like someone who can impart a lot of wisdom and be a character that lives in the experience that he has, you know? I really like that.
一人は殺して残りは両手両足へし折っとけ。富澤殺すなよ。後で俺が直接けじめつけるからな。
Well, we'll see if you can, pal. The Yamai Syndicate. Oh, wait, hold up. No, he doesn't have it yet. So, we will be able to outfit Tomizawa with his own moveset later. But before we do that... Oh, okay. These guys are pretty much on the same level as me, actually. So this might be a bit of a challenge. We'll see, though. Nice. Alright, so Tomizawa's main skill is the Cabbie. The Cabbie is one that has a unique couple of abilities. Some of them, in fact, are ones that lower resistance to specific other stats. So the Scrub Down, which is one of his earlier abilities, gives the ability to lower resistance to electricity. The, hold on a sec, there was another one here. Oil and Toil lowers resistance to fire. And then these other abilities here give him electricity. So he has all three of the main elemental tricks in his toolkit here. All of which can benefit you greatly if, for an example, you're feeling like, hey, this character has, these characters have, whoops. I didn't realize he said something there. But all of these characters have weakness to fire, but adding a weakness to electricity is only going to make my chances even better. Oh, that was stupid. I don't know why I used that. Could have stunned, I think, but oh well. He is weak to electricity. Nice. So the Cabbie is a skill set that I honestly feel like should be switched off pretty quickly when you get the opportunity to be able to do additional stats. Or additional jobs, I should say. But it still is something that I think you should level just for those skills that you can get off of the... Oh, there we go. Very nice. Which, as you can see, I leveled it just enough to be able to get all the skills that were in it. But it's something where I'm not going to spend too much time with it. Oh, well... Society of Kiryu didn't get into the fight here. Nah, I mean, honestly, I feel like good society is getting involved in the fight. Bad societies if you didn't, I suppose. Oh no, we can't follow them. Well, they'd have to run to their own car. Oh. This is the start of a beautiful friendship. But yeah, I think this is the end of the This is the end of the demo for Yakuza 8 that you experienced there. And what an ending it is, you know, the dragon lives again type of thing from the man who erased his name. So, all right, little Japan.
登場界直系田畑組にいた男だ。
田畑直系にありましたっけ、そんなとこ。
お前が荒川組に入ったくらいに解体されて、よそに吸収されていたから。
I love that term, swore up.
ああ、なら知らないわけだ。
Swear up, squabble up.
大道寺一派から知らされたことだが、病は親分である田畑修二を殺して海外に飛んだらしい。
親殺しですか。
お前は本当に顔に出るな。別に俺に気使う必要はねえよ。
あ、いや、すみません。逆に気使わせちまって。
話を戻すぞ。病が田畑を殺害したのは、いわゆる地上のもつれってやつが原因らしい。
地上？なんかちょっと意外っすね。
あくまで警察の見解だ。病は田畑の姉さん、田畑結衣という女性に惚れていたらしい。
親分の奥さんにですか。
ああ。事件当日、病は田畑修二と結衣をめぐって口論が発展し殺害。その場にいた田畑結衣に暴行未遂を行った。
Oh wow. You might not a great guy here. But like I was saying, I mean, I'm genuinely curious what this game looks like if they decided to go with their original idea. Like, obviously, the game probably would have had to have been a little bit larger, and there may have been some things that were a little different to it. But it almost makes me wonder, like, hey, you know, are we seeing what are we seeing here with this? What would we see here with this? You know?
いなけりゃ家探しして手がかりを見つけろってそういう命令だった。
病も茜さんが目当てだったか。
でもよ、なんで連中が。
知らねえ。
Like, do we get do we get this game exploring itself in the way that it does later? Which we'll get into a little bit more once we get there. Or do we just kind of like turn this into something where we flash back and experience other stuff? Yeah, I thought she was cool until she drugged me, bro. She drugged me and stripped me naked. I hated that.
その上他の事件の濡れ衣まで着せられそうになってとんずらこいてるところを桐生さんに助けられた。そんで千歳の手がかりが欲しくて茜さんの家に行ったらなぜか病が現れて奴も茜さんを探してることが分かった。あとそうだ、思い出した。千歳は茜さんは明日帰るって言ってた。でもさっき家に茜さんはいなかった。
理由はわからんが、茜さんが追われる身なのは確かだ。家に戻らないのは逃げているからか。もしく
Ah,
は。
Kiryu, don't tell him. Don't tell him that. He flew all the way over here. He's broke.
そう考えてもおかしくない状況だな。
くそ。
I wonder if you need like a return ticket in mind for traveling from Japan to Hawaii, or Hawaii to Japan even, you know? Because I mean, you know, Actually, I don't know how long Ichi's intended to actually be here in canon either, so we'll save that. We'll table that for now. We'll see if that's a conversation that we gotta have.
富澤もそれでいいか。
どうせ家にはもう戻れねえ。病が目光らせてるだろうからな。
決まりだな。それじゃいいか。
Yeah, Tomizawa. So we officially are now a party of three, a threesome, if you will. Oh, yeah? Would you like to do something about it? Huh? Let's see what you want to do about it. Alright, so... So we're still doing pretty good as far as actually kind of keeping our stats together with at least enemies on the street. Some of these other characters are a little tougher, but we'll see. These drone enemies were the worst to fight in the previous game, so I'm just glad that they aren't now. I almost forgot that I hadn't swapped out any of my stuff, so that could have been a little bad for me. But the important thing is now we can put on Tomizawa's gear. Tomizawa's gear is it's pretty good. So this is the best wrench in the game. It gives you the ability to paralyze enemies and also attacks. All skills as well will lower electric resistance, which works in the favor of me in being able to kind of do what I need to do here. So we'll keep pushing.
Ooh.
Huh? What's this? Best fortune! Oh, hello. So, in the previous game, we were introduced to Camelope, who is a mascot, Japan's crazy mascot. Who is specifically around for the purposes of cleaning up the image of Kamurocho. You know, turning it from being a red light district into something else, I guess, that isn't a red light district. But there's one interesting thing about this particular character. Is that in Yokohama, this is a former Yakuza who wanted to collect some Tojo clan crests. When you did give this character these crests, he had a small store that was based on what things that you gave them. So the question is why are you still wearing that, dude? You're in Hawaii. Yeah, you know. I always love when games are like, it's clear that I don't know, man. I mean, like, you kind of stole Kamurocho's mascot, but whatever. But I kind of love when games are like, hey, dude, like, you wouldn't recognize this character if they didn't look like this. So even though it doesn't really make a ton of sense for the character to look like this, it still is something that we're going to do. So his bag of fortunes spilt, and he got a lot of them. So yeah, we're gonna help him out.
Huh?
So this character will hang out here, and we can, in fact, patron him. And as you go, he will give you items, weapons, and other things that will be useful for you to be able to progress. The vast majority of the things that he does give you in this game are, in fact, these... Well, hold on. I'll actually show that as we go. Oh, I guess I'll talk about the chests, because that's another funny thing here, too. One of these things that, you know, the game kind of adjusts as you go, but like in Yakuza 7, they had two different types of chests. One chest had a key that you find like very early on in the game, and that key is used for every single thing, every single chest that you find. And then they had another key that was used for specific chests that you would find. So it was like, okay, there are two separate types of keys. One of these keys, one of these chests, you can just open whenever you find it. The other is like a more limited and more expensive chest. Overall, much better to just kind of standardize that. But as I was saying, the vast majority of the things that Camelope will give you are, in fact, these items right here. Which as soon as I get to them, they're at the bottom. Here, at the bottom. These amulets, which lower the damage that specific stats deal to you. So, things like the Raiden amulet, the Rim amulet, and all these things keep going up. And as you can see, like, those are pretty much all of the talismans that you can get and the amulets that you can get. But yeah, lowering that stuff, recovering your HP, your MP, your perfect guards are increased as well. And then, of course, just continuing from there. So it is useful to give it to him, and it's also pretty easy to do as well. I gotta be honest with you, those things are very easy to spot, very easy to find. So you may as well, like, try to collect them and catalog them as much as possible. But like we mentioned before, we also have these little things that we can do while we're on the street. You ain't going anywhere. If you want out of this, you know what you gotta do. Oh, ew, dude. Looks like a sticky situation. Should I help out? Hey, knock it off. Ganging up on the defenseless is pathetic. Who the fuck died and made you king, asshole? Sometimes someone put this clown in his place. They will always say who died and made you king, asshole. Like, it's such a funny line, honestly. But anyway. Oh, I was too far. Oh well. Nice.
よし。
どうした？
もらった。
That is way more damage than I was dealing before, that's for sure.
合わせるぜ。
Yeah, so I can stick with this for a little bit longer. Anyway, once you save characters, they will give you some crafting materials, which is nice. We did have it talked about here, but there is shogi behind the shrine. So for those of you who are big on your shogi, there it is. Like, so there's not much left to do except to leave. So we're gonna leave. This street is full of enemies, though. And this is kind of how a lot of the streets in Hawaii work. They will just kind of have enemies sitting at corners, and you will have to whoop their ass as you go. Oh, sorry. I think this would be a better use of my time. Like you can see, the arrow that's on the ground indicates which direction you can push these guys once they're done. But I figure I can also use some of our Kiwami abilities here to make our way through. The essence of the Buster Swing. That handles quite a few of them there. Well, yeah, let's just take this guy down. There we go. So, we won't really, honestly, need to rely too much on leveling these characters at this point. Like I said before, once you get past level 30 with any job, it really is just kind of the job-specific stat bonuses that become helpful. Oh! Dude. Alright. I kind of missed that. That's my fault. Oh, that almost got him. Oh, that did get him. Yeah, it's over. Goodbye. Good night. Obviously, these the jobs that are ones that are more primary to my playthrough are much higher than the ones that are not, but... so anyway, while we're here, we get a nice little store that we can patronize while we're here. This isn't one... Each store in this game is specialized around specific jobs. But what's nice is they will actually tell you, if you look on the map, what kind of stats or what kind of job it focuses on. So it will just straight up say, hey, this is a shop that deals in weapons for the samurai and kunoichi, and it also has binding that's also in there. It will kind of show you the recommended things to buy based on kind of where you are in the game. But yeah, generally, these are the places you can buy some of the bigger items and more technical things. Something that's also pretty helpful in a lot of these shops is they have gifts now. And these gifts are really nice ways of being able to level up your character's I guess kind of connections with other people. Social links, maybe. Drink links, as they're referred to in these games. As you can see in this game, they go up to 100. So you are going to have to spend a lot of time leveling those. They are worth it because that gives you some of the stuff that you've been seeing me doing, such as the combo attacks and also team-up abilities, which can be useful as well. But the ways that you can level that in this game are much different than they were in the last one. In the last one, you only really got skills, you only really got that stuff from simply having your characters in the party with you when you fight. There were some moments where you could benefit from kind of gaining a little bit extra, such as the walk and talks. But for the most part, it was walk and talks and that, and you really had to kind of be very specific with how you did it. So for this game to have that stuff, to give you more bonuses in terms of being able to buy stuff with people too, and then also some additional ways to boost some stats, it helps a lot more. And it makes the grind a little bit less grindy. Nothing, just, on the lookout for trouble. Oh, well. I hear Japan's a safe country. But in Hawaii, things can get real rough real quick once you veer off the main streets. And trust me, you don't want to mess with these people. They don't know the meaning of a fair fight. So City Keepers is a brand new thing in this game as well. Whenever you have an enemy that has a crown over their head, these are characters that are generally guarding specific things that are important. Whether it is a area to go through, whether it's a chest to open, whether it's specific stats or specific items that would be useful for you to be able to continue through the game. These characters are generally going to stand there, and they're going to be higher than your standard level that you would be. The main thing with the regular game is that all the levels scale to the level that you are. So enemies won't be too pushed up too high ahead of you unless they're bosses or they're keepers. So let's see what they got here. 79, 2 levels up. That could be bad, but we'll see. And as you can see, they have some really nice music as well. Okay. This isn't horrible, actually. One of the things that they really discussed going into this run was making sure that you were as knowledgeable as possible or as skilled as possible in terms of being able to do, in terms of your weapons. So I made a point of leveling as many of my weapons as I could. Because I knew for a fact that that was going to be a problem here. Nice. This is one of my favorite tunes in the game as well. Like, I know that there are people who don't particularly love the more electronic and more dubstep kind of influenced sounds of these games. But hey, man. Oh, that pushes. Let's see. I think it might be good to use some of his skills here. So Kiryu's skills are a little bit more varied. They generally rely on you. Playing off of your enemies' particular weaknesses, and a lot of them have grapples connected to them as well. For this, for instance, allows you to inflict rage on an enemy if it's done correctly. Which, much like Adachi, rage is a very useful thing if your character or your partner is pretty high up on health. Which Kiryu has pretty high health as this game starts, so... But yeah. Die. That's one of the heat moves you get access to if you have low health, which is can be useful. Low health, and there's only one enemy left, I think. There's only one beer left. I think it'll be time to eat soon. So anyway, this area has the chest. Which these are all kind of, you know, good things to be able to put on yourself at this time. It's not necessarily the best always, you know, for New Game Plus, but it's good to open up those shortcuts when you can. Alright, so back into the city now. Looks like, yeah, we're gonna head to Kiryu's. There is some side missions that are available. And that's something that's notable as well. Certain side missions will only be available during the day. So there was one that was up there earlier that's not there now. Aloha. Oh my god. The voice lines in this game are so good. Like, the English characters, the English enemies. I think it's funny that people kind of made, like, such a big deal of them. Because even though they are funny, I mean, it's kind of basically the stuff that's said in the Japanese version as well. Like, not to say that it isn't still funny, but it's one of those things where I feel like people didn't really realize that the characters were just saying, like, hey, what are you doing over there? You know, but in Japanese. And now they're saying it in English.
Thank you.
Anyway, we got some food. And now it's time to make our way over to the hotel. Hello. Hey, Judy.
ここだ。いやー、いいホテルっすよね。
落ち着かなくて逆に寝れねえ気がしてきた。
Just gotta be careful, pal.
たく、のんきなやつだな。やられた。あいつスリだ。なんですって？
Hey. That's a nice wallet, Kiryu. How you fit it in your, like, pocket without it, like, sticking out? Just from the amount of pockets in that wallet, I can tell that it's fat. you probably can't. You probably could stick a bunch of cards in there, but like if you have a bunch of cards and money in there, it ain't fitting. What's life without a chase now and again? Well, at least the Judgment games were pretty big on having these a lot of these chases, so I'm glad that we're not in a place where that's a thing. But there are quite a few chases in this game. They pretty much all play the same. It's just, yeah, like, all of the same animations from the Judgment franchise. But yeah, the idea is kind of keeping close to our pal here. And as long as you aren't just like the worst to ever do it, you pretty much can succeed at this. Like, as you can see, even though we're not actually on top of him, it showed like 30 meters is green versus like further back, I assume, would be way worse, you know? Yeah, there's no way that that's fitting in your pocket, pal.
Did you come from the mainland?
Yeah, out here a guy like me won't die of exposure. There's work here too. At least that's what I heard.
春日、そいつを話してやってくれるか。いいんすか？警察に突き出すのも面倒だ。今日はいろいろあったからな。さっさと寝たいんだ。
I kind of talked over it there, but he's talking. Tomizawa's speaking English, asking him some stuff there. Did you come from the mainland, basically? Oh, yeah, this is a good note here.
アメリカ本土の州が自分とこのホームレスをハワイに誘導してるって話もある。はした金をつかませて地上の楽園ハワイで人生をやり直そうって綺麗事を並べてな。
It's a really interesting thing to bring into this game, like in Chapter 3. Like, hey, you know, sure, we're going to Hawaii, and Hawaii has this reputation for being a great place and a fun vacation and all this stuff. Like, all the stuff that's built up in the first couple of chapters was like, it'd be fun to go there. And then you have a character that's like, hey, dude, like, this place sucks, actually, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you how. It's interesting because, like, even kind of from a standpoint of living in the United States, like, the amount of people who talk about, like, going to Hawaii and talk about vacationing in Hawaii, even as there's, like, disasters going on in Hawaii and kind of, like, housing problems, all the stuff that is, like, discussed here is, like, actually pretty right on, honestly. Like, a lot of the conversations that I hear is people saying straight up, like, Hawaiians don't want people to vacation to Hawaii. Like, the whole idea that vacationing in Hawaii is like benefiting the actual native Hawaiians is like, it's a lie in a sense. It's something that people kind of tell themselves to kind of you know, make up for it, even though it's not actually true. But anywho,
盗まれたままのパスポートの件もある。まずはその千歳って女を探すか。そうっすね。富澤、盗んだパスポートを金に換えるにはどんな手段がある？
turn a dream into a dollar.
業者に買い取ってもらうだろうな。
業者？
盗品を買い取る連中がいるんだ。パスポートの買い取りなら、まあ
I really like the idea of having like a streetwise character in this group as well. Jeff.
タコスはあくまで表向きでよ。裏じゃスリやホームレスから。
Like in the last one, our quote unquote streetwise character was like, I mean, it was kind of Namba, but Namba was more mysterious than like actually being someone where it's like he's been in the gangs, he's been in kind of the area, and he kind of understands how that stuff works. I mean, I guess he was in Yokohama for a distance of time, and he was in the homeless community, so it's kind of the same thing for his role in comparison to Eric here. Tomizawa here.
いや、今日はもう無理だ。よりにもよって月曜の夜10時だからな。連中に目つけられたらしまいだ。
連中?
Oh, well.
来てみろ。ちょうど出てきた。
Tomizawa clearly knows what's up. Yeah, man, I don't know. Barracuda.
連中の縄張りだ。組織の規模も新参者の病とは比べ物にならねえ。面白いのは国も人種もごちゃ混ぜなところだ。普通マフィアってのは言語とか人種で固まるもんなんだがな。
じゃあなんでバラクーダなんて集団ができたんだ。
Oh man, that dude's hair is really something.
ホームレスになった事情はそれぞれだろうが、その時の無念とか怒りみてえなもんは連中にとっちゃ人種とか言語よりよほど強いつながりなんだろう。
This is like
月曜の夜から火曜の朝まで。
I love the little crosstalk here from them in English, just hanging out.
無言なアピールってわけ。立てつくやつが言おうもんなら。
This gotta feel cool, honestly. I don't know. If you're in a gang and you could just walk around and nobody has any issues with this, like, I feel like that's gotta be like the coolest thing ever.
リスク承知ならいけねえこともねえけど。あ、おい、あそこ見ろ。 いくらバラクーダが羽振りいいからって。
I'll take care of it. Hey!
Excuse me.
Not so fast, asshole.
Beg your pardon.
No.
What's in your hand? My wallet, right?
You. How long have you been here, pal?
Baka! 殺されるぞ！くそ、おせっかい野郎が。